Well, good morning. I'd like to welcome you all here today. What you've heard from President Mello, and you hear, is more of the local level, what we're doing here on campus. What I'd like to talk about as part of Global Conversations is more of a national perspective and a global perspective on sustainability and why we as a nation and as a planet needed to continue to prosper. Okay, so why haven't we as a country gotten serious about clean and renewable energy? Since when is investing in our nation's future taboo? I find it odd that on one hand, we invented solar panels, and yet today, China's the world's leading manufacturer in solar panels. We've all heard reasons why we can't invest in clean, renewable energy. Higher costs hurt our nation's ability to compete globally. It will cost too many jobs. It isn't reliable enough. Or my favorite, it's too damn expensive for government, corporations, and consumers. But when you really think about it, the naysayers are missing a fundamental point. It's not about saving money. It's about ensuring our country's continued prosperity, about saving mankind. You know, the very generations that naysayers want to spare the burden of the debt. Will cost no longer be an issue when we as a country are second best? I picture a sign leading to the afterlife that reads, "First carry-on item free. All additional items will be weighed and subject to a carbon tax." You see, when it's over, it's over. As I hear the chatter, hear all the so-called experts on television, I don't see technological or economic reasons why we can't invest in clean energy. Rather, excuses. I see a lack of political will. Do our leaders know anything about this country's long and proud history? Have they forgotten how we've historically made significant investments with an eye on the future? How we've built things, how we've streamlined commerce, and accepted great challenges along the way. Have they forgotten the transcontinental railroad, the interstate highway, space exploration, even the World Wide Web? Accomplishments that really should inspire, accomplishments that have contributed to America's economic, social, and political prosperity. So I ask, have we lost our will to imagine? Our forward-looking mentality that has made this country so great. The truth is, our impact is pretty extensive. Each day, the United States throws away enough trash to fill 63,000 garbage trucks. Things we consume, from sneakers, shoes, and hamburgers, to Facebook, MP3s, and iPads are produced from, delivered, or powered by dirty fossil fuels. It's no wonder why Americans use more oil than any other developed country, twice as much as the average Briton. Instead of getting serious and dealing with the elephant in the room, politicians want to debate trivial issues, like government regulations that are making incandescent light bulbs too expensive. Because of American exceptionalism, we shouldn't be told what and how much to consume, or the validity and very probability of global warming. So where does this leave our country's energy future? Much of our vision today features more of the same dirty alternatives, and is short-sighted, quite frankly. In response to the tragedies along the Gulf Coast in Japan, government continues to push for more offshore drilling and nuclear power. Clean coal even, claiming these industries can deliver energy responsibly, saving consumers at the same time. Then there's investments in the subsidies for natural gas and biofuels, are clean and progressive solutions. Natural gas, however, according to recent studies, isn't that clean because of the plant-warming methane it releases from gas wells and loose piping along the distribution lines. With our government mandating the use of large bioethanol, which is made from carbon and is subsequently subsidized by the government, many farmers are switching to or diverting their corn crop from biofuel, resulting in higher prices and stricter markets for corn. And as more governments across the globe mandate the use of biofuels, and farmers recognize the financial benefits, the potential for higher food prices, food shortages, and civil unrest increases, which will impact us here at home at some point. Therefore, we should stop focusing on old, dated, dirty energy policies. Forget about the contradictory slogans or the empty promises, and instead place clean, renewable energy at the top of our energies agenda, at the top of the discussion. Isn't it time we learn from our foreign oil dependency and secure our energy's future? Renewables are plentiful, with the green energy market projected to surplus $2 trillion by the end of this decade. It's time we get on the train and not in front of it. So if we're serious about preserving our country's prosperity, serious about leaving our nation in better shape than we found it, serious about protecting the interests and lives of future generations, long-term investments should be made in clear, renewable energy like solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, and tidal sources. The goal should be meeting our energy needs from renewable sources by 2030 and supplanting all fossil fuel combustion and nuclear generation by 2050, as laid out in a recent UC Davis study, which is one of our nation's top research universities. Investments should be long-term, allocated towards research and development, manufacturing and transmission, and not subject to yearly budget negotiations or political theater where experts say it's too bloody expensive, that no one of sound mind makes investments without paying for it up front. But as we've seen with our nation's long history of investments, with the family who buys a house and takes out a mortgage, with the student who takes out loans to attend college, or the small businesses that borrow to purchase goods and services, sound, reasonable, and strategic investments are made with an eye on the future. And let's not let anyone tell us otherwise. Thank you.